Yo guys, what's up, it's Krypz, and today I'm going to be exploring the idea of adding exotic shaders to Destiny 2. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you all some exotic shader concepts that I created, as well as some ideas from my Discord. So if you do find any of these ideas interesting, then please drop a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And without further delay, I'm just going to get straight into my exotic shader concepts. So this first shader I made was a taken shader. Now I do want to point out that I'm no expert on Photoshop and I pretty much just use it for thumbnails, so please excuse the bad edit. Now when I was approaching this video I had to think about making shaders that were truly exotic, and instantly what came to mind was a set based off Taken, and this look is just so unique that I don't think there could be a legendary. Now as well as this, I also thought about the additional things that an exotic shader could bring, like some special flares or effects it can bring out of armor pieces. So with the Taken set, it does have this like sort of black mist look coming off the plating, and as well as this, there is also that black sort of flame on top of the hood, just like the Taken enemies have in game. Now I did struggle to decide where this would go, would it be a part of the helmet or the cloak, and honestly when you think about it more and more, it does make sense for it to be on the helmet. As for Warlock and Titan, they do not have cloaks, so this would universally work the best. Overall I think this shader would be fantastic, and it definitely fits that exotic rarity, and the thing is I actually have a way that they could implement this into Destiny 2. So hear me out, if they were to make a master version of the Shattered Throne dungeon, this could be the flawless shader. Now if they were to make this a flawless shader for the master Shattered Throne dungeon, then this could also open the opportunity to implement D1 Taken weapons, for example the Stolen Will and the Dreadfang, and they could even make Taken versions of the Dreamed City weapons but instead call them cursed, with the cursed versions basically having adept mod slots. So yeah, let me know what you think of my master Shattered Throne dungeon in the comments below. I think this would be a fantastic way to implement this shader in the future. Oh, and one final thing about this Taken shader, I went ahead and messed around with the hue settings and found this to look really cool in a green look as well. So they could make a similar shader to this called Corruption, and this could be for an upcoming sort of Hive dungeon in Witch Queen. Now anyways, moving on to my next shader concept, we have Dark Matter. Now this is inspired by Black Ops 3. I was a huge fan of the game and I really liked the Dark Matter camo from that game. Now you can see there's a lot of mist and waviness to it to help give it more of that galaxy look. In game I do intend on it having a bit of glow, nothing too crazy but something that would definitely stand out in game. Now tinkering with the colours, I also found this to look really nice with pretty much any colour. So here is Cosmic Shift as well, a blue variation of this. Overall I definitely think this is worthy of being an exotic shader. It has a really nice animated look to it with some smoke actually coming off the pieces, and you could even take it a step further with this and make it like a color shift shader, so over time it will just change colors on its own. But let me know what you think of that idea in the comments below. And that pretty much does it for my exotic shader concepts. They did take me quite a while to make as I am quite inexperienced with this sort of stuff in Photoshop. Like I mentioned earlier, I really only use this for thumbnails and channel art. Now anyways, I'm going to be going over some particularly great ideas from my Discord. So the AI went and suggested some animated 3D shaders. They went and linked two GIFs which I will leave on screen right now, and you can definitely see what they mean with this. And the green GIF has some potential to be somewhat of a Gambit Jadestone 2.0. Now someone else from my Discord named Oxy recommended something called Quarantine. It is a Seaver infested shader and they use this transmat effect to sort of portray what they mean with the shader. And they did also add that having the shader equipped could spawn Seaver particles around you. But let me know what you all think in the comments below. Should exotic shaders have this sort of particle effect coming off the pieces? Honestly don't see why they shouldn't, as they have done pieces like this in the past, like with the Seaver pieces in Destiny 1. So it'd basically be like that, but instead it can apply to any piece. Now this led to a discussion on whether these exotic shaders should not be shaders and instead particle effects, so sort of like an additional option rather than an entire shader. But I'd really love to hear what you all think of that idea as well in the comments. There's also the idea of reactive shaders like Drip pointed out in my Discord. Now basically with their idea, the greens are basically the health indication, so when they're at critical health it'll go all the way down to red. There is definitely a hell of a lot of potential with this reactive shader idea. We've actually seen reactive armor pieces in the past in Destiny 1, like I showed before with the Crota set when you take damage and the glows break apart, and with shaders it just allows for even more potential as this can go over any armor piece. But yeah, they are pretty much all the exotic shader concepts and ideas I wanted to discuss. Let me know what you think an exotic shader should be in the comments below, and if they were to add some, what would you really like to see. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, then please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more Destiny fashion. Thank you all so much for watching, and an extra thank you to all my YouTube members for the amazing support. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video.